Hey, 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 hey. It's time to the Luke Bugbee Show. I'm your host, Luke Bugbee, as always. Joining me today is a very special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Will. I've known Luke for several years now. He's a pretty cool guy. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be possibly one of the most depressing episodes of the Luke Bugbee Show in terms of content, And maybe you'll just be sad to hear some of our takes on these movies. Who's to say? But let's just jump in. Will's pick, it was Denis Villeneuve's beloved at this point movie, Prisoners. Will, why did you choose this movie?
I watching like the last few episodes, like figured like, damn, like he's having too much fun. Like I gotta throw him a curveball, like make him a little sad.
Mm-hmm.
And also I just really love this movie. Like the acting from Jake Gyllenhaal, Hugh Jackman, like they're amazing in it. So I just figured it'd be a good pick.
Yeah, definitely in terms of performances. For people unfamiliar with the film, just see it. This is most likely going to be a spoiler discussion. It's streaming many places and you've had time to see it. It's kind of considered a classic at this point. But introducing the cast, you got Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis, Maria Bello, Terrence Howard, Melissa Leo, Paul Dano. Come on, man. That's just an unbelievable cast of people, not to mention the people behind the camera as well. Denis Villeneuve, considered one of our great working directors right now. And Roger Deakins, probably amongst the most beloved composers that we have, or cinematographers, that we've ever had. Most well known. And this is kind of everyone operating at top of their game. I'm glad you picked this movie because it's been a few years since I've seen it. It is extremely dire.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely
dire.
It's
just gut punch after gut punch, you know.
Mm-hmm. Starting out with the first 20 minutes of the film, which is probably my favorite stretch in the entire movie.
Really?
Yeah, I really think this is one of the most honestly magnificent prologues or just like openings to any Hollywood film in like the last century, really. The way it delves out its information so patiently and just letting out this sense of dread and terror for everything that's going to follow. It's just incredible stuff. What are your thoughts on the first 20 minutes?
You know, probably the happiest 20 minutes throughout the film. I really appreciate the opening where he's out hunting with his son and you just get this like slow pan to the deer and then just like the sudden bang of the gun, like really like kind of just grabbing your attention at the very start of the movie. And then like immediately like contrasting with like they're all going over to celebrate like with a dinner. Some friends, like, you know, this is supposed to be like a joyous time. Like they're all celebrating, having a good time. And then like just that impending feeling of like, oh, like something's about to go down.
Yeah, this is one of the few real Thanksgiving movies. We don't have a ton. It's not a happy Thanksgiving movie, but
No, it's not.
That is the initial premise of, or like the catalyst for the rest of the film. Yeah, I love the opening with, I agree with the deer. It's very much gets you onto your senses immediately, lets you know for the exact type of movie that this is going to be moving forward. But perfectly sets up kind of the rules and the ideas of what's going to happen. You have his son talking with the other family's daughter about making sure to keep the population of deer down. That comes back reincorporated later into the film. And just the sheer terror and dread that comes out of those first 20 minutes. You know, it does get worse later on. But in a weird way, that's almost like its peak for me because it's like just the initial, like a gut punch of it all. And everything else feels like it's a reaction to that moment, you know, of realizing that you can't find your daughters. And the introduction to the Jake Gyllenhaal character, his character's name is Detective Loki.
Yeah.
Tells you everything that you need to know. And it's just a perfect introduction into this character that feels incredibly natural. Just the flow of how the movie goes. It's kind of unbelievable, honestly, and how entertaining it is.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree.
What are your do you have any takes on Detective Loki? Anything about his manner of police work towards the beginning?
I mean, if I were to ever have a child go missing, I think, he'd probably be the first one I call, or just his reputation that we get to see solving every case he's ever been assigned. Like, that's your guy. Like,
Yeah.
you want him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gyllenhaal, he's wonderful in this movie. I've seen this film before. This is my second time seeing it. How times have you seen this movie?
I think rewatching it this time was about my third or fourth time rewatching it.
Okay.
I really like this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
revisiting it, in my head, I always had this as a Jake Gyllenhaal movie first before a Hugh Jackman movie. What would you say your opinion is on that? If you had to like pick who the movie belongs to.
That's a tough one. I think I'd have to agree saying like, yeah, this one's got to go to Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he was a little bit more interesting of a character, especially getting to watch him kind of like lose himself in this case, like really, really seeing how far like he was willing to like push himself to like bring this little girl home,
Oh yeah, totally. It's a movie kind of all about pushing yourself to like the extreme limits, I mean, you can also very clearly see that in the Hugh Jackman character, Keller. I think the reason for me personally why I always thought of it more as a Jake Gyllenhaal movie is just more of a personal reflex where I think I blocked a lot of the Hugh Jackman sequences and scenes out of my memory.
Oh,
because it's some dark stuff, man.
It is. No, like he's got some issues.
He does have some issues. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. I'm almost surprised that this isn't Quentin Tarantino's favorite movie of the 21st century, since most of it is dedicated just beating the living hell out of Paul Dano. There's stretches in that movie.
Yeah.
Man, oh god. There's a really impressive makeup work.
Oh yeah.
In that one sequence. Yeah. How do you feel about Paul Dano as Alex Jones?
I thought casting wise an incredible pick. I think he played the character very well. Just being like as silent and he's just like, because really you find out later on like he's just this scared little boy, and that kind of just makes you feel like 10 times worse for him because he had no idea where like what was going on or what was happening. He's just another victim of this whole scheme. Yeah. And just getting it all taken out on him.
Yeah, it's a very depressing movie about cycles and cycles of violence. And he is really kind of the person you sort of feel the most for by the end of the movie. Just seeing everything that he has to go through kind of completely without his consent. It's a very terrifying performance. Is this in your top 2 Alex Joneses?
Yeah, I think he'd have top 2 Alex Joneses of all time, and I definitely don't think he's number 2.
Yeah.
You'd
rank him above they're turning the frogs gay Alex Jones?
I mean, that is a classic.
It's a classic
Alex Jones moment. However, I do think I'm going to have to put Alex Jones above Alex Jones on that one.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd also say I'm more of an Alex Jones guy than an Alex Jones guy. But even more real conversation to have beyond the Alex Jones character would probably be the Bob Taylor character, played by, I always mispronounce his name, David Dashmalchian. I'm sorry. He's like great. You know him when you see him.
Yeah, for sure.
He's one of our great character actors.
Yeah. I think on that sequence with his character, I think that's probably my favorite part of the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
That whole exchange between him and Detective Loki, eventually leading to the discovery of what is supposedly like they're like the kids like fate, like they're done, they're gone. And that I feel like that was like really really powerful.
That
And
was,
then
yeah.
and then moving, when they're interrogating him, and the results of that.
Oh, it's a horrifying sequence, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
When he first, Detective Loki breaks into Bob Taylor's house, I'm gonna impose a question of, is Detective Loki that good of a detective if he doesn't recognize like kind of the map stuff immediately with the pendant on the other body?
I would think so. I don't know. I mean, having to put yourself in those shoes,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, having to put yourself in those shoes, um, with all of the other details of the investigation, like everything else that's going on. Like I doubt that's gonna be the first thing on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think as a viewer, you're like, wow, like how did you miss that?
Mm-hmm.
But
It's something I certainly remember taking me out of the film the first time I watched it as.
mm-hmm.
Also, never person. I guess it doesn't make him any better or worse, a detective. Put the lids back on, man. You got snakes crawling around. I would just put the lid back on personally.
Yeah, definitely not the smartest move of his throughout the movie, but
Yeah. You
yeah.
gotta find out what's in it at a certain point, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Snakes, they can't like hurt you that bad. I mean, maybe. I
You
don't
know,
know.
like yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. He what ends up being Detective Leo or Loki's kind of downfall. Oh, not downfall, where he's put to the test the most isn't snakes, but rather a very stunning sequence towards the end of the film. Him getting shot and driving to the ER. That is also a contender for my favorite sequence in the film. How do you feel about that entire portion?
It just had me on like the edge of my seat like this whole time. Like,
Mhm.
he's like, is he gonna make it in time? Is he gonna make it at all? Like, can't see, it's raining, swerving in and out of traffic. The one thing that I think upset me the most is he is in like a police car with like lights and sirens. Why not turn them on and have the people move out of the way for you? Like,
Yeah, that's a solid point. Honestly, it doesn't remove too much of the power of that sequence to me, but that
Mhm.
is like something that you kind of have in mind. And he was able to navigate it like fine enough. It's hard to know if people would have even complied as well as they could have in that
Yeah.
moment, or any better than they could have.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's true.
so I'm able to forgive that portion of it for me. The one, I guess we're kind of getting a little bit of a nitpicks out right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is nitpick section before we go back to gassing a movie up. The other thing that always confused me a little bit is actually going back to the original killer of I just don't fully understand the timeline of events where the priest is labeled as a sex criminal, but the guy still approaches him anyways as a priest, and he somehow is like locked in the basement. What's the timeline of that exactly? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how elegantly I'm putting this, but how long was he in the basement, and how long has the priest been known as a known sex offender, and why does he keep calling him father? Like, does he still have this job, or did they just is that just a bit of a plot hole?
I'm not too sure. I always felt he, like, Detective Loki kept on calling him father, like, is a bit of like a mockery, like an insult. That's always like how I viewed that. Like,
It makes sense.
Especially, it's really only mentioned once in the movie. But Detective Loki coming from this like boys' home, and I kind of felt like it was implied that there were some suspect things happening at this boys' home.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Which is why he really didn't have the most respect for this priest. But yeah, definitely that. And then as far as timeline goes, I feel like, you know, if you're a serial killer that targets kids and you're wanting to either go in and brag about all the horrible things you've done or ask for like a confession, maybe he thought like, oh, the priest that touches kids is probably going to look upon me like the most like kindly. But
that was not the case, as it turns out.
No, it was not.
And that's the worst person you could probably tell. Like, I don't know. I mean, clearly, well, maybe the best for the narrative and for, you know, ethical reasons. Where that's kind of the big debate of this movie is how ethical are things that happened. You know, they only get the information because of what Keller does to Alex, but is what Keller does to Alex even right? And should Nancy and Franklin Birch, Terrence Howard and Viola Davis's character, done more to prevent from Keller from truly going insane?
Yeah.
This isn't a flaw in the movie. This is just like questions.
That's a definitely like that's what makes you think the most is like, are they really justified in like doing this to this kid?
But what do you think?
I think from the eyes of a parent, you're going to do whatever you got to do to bring your kid home, like by any means necessary. But from an outside perspective, like probably not. Like that's not really justified, but it did end up kind of working.
It kind of worked, yeah.
So
it's easy to understand and it's easy to empathize, but when you're actually watching it happen, it's hard to really say what he did is almost in any way just, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's stated at the ending of the film that he's going to go to jail for what he does. He's most likely found. We don't know if that's actually what ends up happening to him, but it is probably what makes the most sense for the character.
Yeah.
I think there's some reactions from the screenwriter by Aaron Guzikowski about Guantanamo Bay, I think, is like an idea. Or Guantanamo Bay, yeah. Is like an idea that was like kind of being pitched around for like sort of the inspiration and like the catalyst of some of the ideas in this movie in terms of how much can torture actually be ethical in order to do what's like figure out what's going on, which is what kind of leads the movie into question of not whether the film is good or not, because it obviously is. It's well written. It's like incredibly well made, but was it made in good taste?
I'd say so.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, like I think there's something like a little cathartic about it. You know, just like seeing the rules be bent just to do something that's like inherently like good, you know, like bringing a kid home. So I think there's definitely that, but
almost like a release in a way, you know.
Yeah,
kind of being able to live out like something that is like kind of deep dark within the character, but through the lens of where you're able to like justify it to yourself, you know. And that's what makes the movie kind of interesting is should you actually be able to justify it to yourself?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll go into the backstory of this movie a little bit. It's been around. The screenplay was in the works for a minute. It was written for the 2009 Blacklist, based off of a short story that the screenwriter also wrote. Many people were circling this project. Antoine Fuqua, Bryan Singer were rumored to direct. Leonardo DiCaprio and Christian Bale were all rumored to star. But finally, they were able to like get the right person. This was like Denis Villeneuve's first big hit in America. I mean, he's beloved now. But when it first premiered at the Telluride Film Festival, it actually got an NC-17 rating. It was initially way more violent than it is right now.
Yeah.
And it's easy to imagine where that violence would have been.
For sure. Yeah, like I can definitely picture.
So they trimmed it down to an R rate. They cut a lot of the violence out, and it was able to get down to an R rating. And I think it's a bit more tasteful that way. Well, what do you think about that?
I think so too. You know, there were certain moments where I was like, wow, this is this is a little much. So I feel like, yeah, if they added any more as far as like the violence and things like that would have been a little too overwhelming, and I feel like that would have taken away from a lot of the other like great aspects this movie has.
Yeah, it would have felt almost a little too indulgent in its own, reveling in its own violence
Yeah.
at a certain point. Just timeline question, sort of unrelated. When did he watch this movie?
Like the first time, or
yeah, like over the years, first time.
I don't know. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago was the first time I watched it, and then every now and then I'm just like, wow, I want to watch this again. So I'll throw it on. But
yeah, it's like when it's on streaming, sometimes it's like it's an easy one to just get sucked into immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see a 4K release of it. Still, there isn't one. Stuck with a standard Blu-ray, and I feel like the second I buy the Blu-ray, they're gonna announce the 4K.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just gotta like take one for the team at this point.
Yeah, at a certain point. But yeah, I know I keep like circling around it. I mentioned it multiple times, but it's really important to credit how good this movie looks, because it just looks incredible.
It does.
Denis Villeneuve, Roger Deakins working at the top of their game. You know much about Roger Deakins as a cinematographer?
No, not really.
He worked a lot with the Coen brothers, I'd say, is like kind of his main, why I personally think of him most. Big Lebowski, Fargo, No Country for Old Men. Denis Villeneuve, he had some collaborations with as well. Blade Runner 2049, being where he won his first Oscar for cinematography. Two-time winner, actually. He also won for 1917, if you've seen that movie.
I have. That's a good one.
Yeah, well, that's like, that's the cinematography movie,
Yeah, I can definitely, see like sprinkles of like those other movies like throughout the styling of this one for sure.
Yeah, it has a very muted color palette. It's very gray, but not in a way where it feels cheap at all to look at. Because, there's some movies that are really dark and impossible to see that you can just tell it's a cover up for shoddy VFX. But this is a movie that uses its darkness very intentionally.
Yeah.
And even though it is like, the screen is physically dark, unless it doesn't want you to, you never have a problem understanding the visual language of what's happening. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about the look of the film or anything?
I feel like it just sucks you into like that dark place that the movie is like surrounding even more. Like it just makes you sad.
Yeah.
And I feel like it does a really good job.
Yeah. What about a favorite shot? You got like a favorite? We know like our favorite sequences of just like the story where it's exciting, but do you have a favorite visual moment that'll just stick with you?
I'd have to say with when Keller's in the kitchen, right before he gets a gun pointed at him by the aunt. I don't know. There's just something about that, like something about the shot kind of like tells you like, oh, like this is it. This is the big reveal.
This is the moment it's all been building towards.
I'd have to say definitely, I'm going to take my answer back. I think my favorite shot of the whole movie is Loki in the car on the way to the hospital.
Oh, it's just unbelievable.
It's just
I mean, that's kind of the answer, honestly. Like some of the lights going back and forth, the blood coming down.
Just the rain on the windows, just everything.
Yeah. I don't want to steal your answer, but I might have to. But I'll just put out another answer just so it can be out there. I always love the moment. I'll take another rain option where Detective Loki is in the car just kind of spying on Keller. Keller just looks back in the rain and realizes that he's actually being watched.
Yep.
Has to drink for the first time in, what was it, 7 years, something he said?
Yeah, something like that.
I was around that moment. I'll be honest with you. Probably not a good thing to admit for a podcaster. I had to take a break at a certain point because the movie just got me like a little too riled up and intense,
Yeah.
I just needed to take a walk for a bit.
Take a breather.
So, damn, it's like 2.5 hour long movie was just miserable throughout, It's a real achievement to be able to actually make something this bleak and not turn it into comedy at a certain point, you know?
Yeah. No, nothing about this movie was funny.
No, not at all. But there's certain movies that are so unbelievably self-serious, and it takes itself so seriously. It becomes almost funny and comical how seriously it's taking it. And this is able to perfectly navigate that.
Yeah. No, it's like perfectly balanced in that way.
Just a masterful control of tone from screenwriter and director Denis Villeneuve. And despite it being 2.5 hours, pretty lengthy, incredibly engaging.
Of course.
Very entertaining the whole time. Some reveals. Yeah, let's talk about Holly. How do you feel about the Holly Jones reveal? That it's Melissa Leo, the mother, is the mastermind.
You know, she's just like throughout the movie, she's just this sweet old lady, taking care of like her nephew who is a little challenged. You know, so we definitely like think she's like the saint like this whole time. Like, wow, she's so kind. And then the reveal where it's like, wow, she's the bad guy. You know, I hate to like simplify it down to just like that term, but that definitely got me, because I didn't see it coming at all. And I know I rewatched this with my mom.
She like it?
She loved it, but she was, I think that's the most like shocked I've ever seen my mom, like
Really?
ever, was when they revealed that it was her all along. But I feel like the reveal was done very like tastefully.
Yeah.
It didn't really like shove it down your throat. And I like it did a
Yeah, it's a very shocking reveal. Makes sense when you think about it. And do you think if she wasn't like discovered, the daughter, that Keller would have gone on a similar path to Holly? Because her entire reasoning behind her murders was kind of to justify the death of her child. Do you think this would have continued? This cycle of violence would have continued through Keller?
I definitely think I don't think he would have gone like kidnapping other kids. But I feel like he definitely would have just been this angry man that's taking out his hatred on the rest of the world somehow. I don't know if he really would have had as good of a run as Holly, making it as long as she did.
They got what, like 16?
Yeah, something crazy. But yeah, you know, because Loki was already kind of suspect of him and his behavior, and but yeah, I definitely feel like he would have just turned to that dark place and done some sort of like terrible thing.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? You think about it. Both of their reactions to believing that their kid is missing or dead is specifically to take it out against Alex. You know, and it's really unfortunate. Everything of that character, very, very shocking. I almost want to put it as distasteful, but not bad, if that makes sense. You know, like not poorly written or anything. It's just like very shocking.
Yeah.
To the core. You know, I could see why some people wouldn't love this movie, honestly, for that reason alone. But I'll say that right now, this is a pretty well-received movie overall, especially online and people in our generation. I think it's considered something of a classic. You can tell the Metacritic is 70, Rotten Tomatoes 81%. Got good critics reviews. Not, I wouldn't call it beloved necessarily, but you go over to Letterboxd, and it has a 4.3 out of 5 average rating, and it's pretty much beloved over there. I think it's in the Letterboxd top 250 greatest films of all time, if you sort it by average rating, like 125 or something like that. I didn't write that down.
Yeah, no, I feel like it definitely deserves to be there, at least in my eyes. Incredible movie, great acting, great cast. like you've been saying, amazing cinematography.
Oh yeah.
And then just the whole story, very, very captivating.
Yeah. Well, going back to the reception of the film, I should mention that it only received one Oscar nomination, but it was
Mm-hmm.
for cinematography,
Yeah.
and it makes sense that I would have liked to have seen Hugh Jackman or Jake Gyllenhaal get a nomination personally.
I definitely think that deserved some sort of nomination for Best Supporting Actor from Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. Like I said, I always consider him like the lead of the movie, but it's Best Supporting Actor probably would be where he'd be placed, and Hugh Jackman would have been put lead. 2013, the movie came out. Supporting Actor winner that year would have been. Unc doesn't have it anymore. Damn, that's brutal.
Yikes.
Oh man, that's gonna kill me. Okay, I'll like come back to me in the middle of Gone Baby Gone. I'll all of a sudden remember
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Just whenever it comes to you, shout it out.
Supporting actress was Lupita Nyong'o. I remember that. Best actor. Best actor was Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club. Supporting actor was Jared Leto. Oh, that's brutal. That's rough, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I just blocked that out of my brain like instinctually that Jared Leto won an Oscar. Oh, man. Luke Bugbee Show, by the way. In case people are wondering. We're anti Jared Leto over here.
Mm-hmm. Boo.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, great performances overall. And I think that's a good segue to my list for this movie. If you're unfamiliar with the show, this is your first time, I try to make a list for every movie that we cover. Sometimes I can think of one, sometimes I can't. And if you don't like that I can't think of a list, well, I don't care. But I got a list for this one. This is amongst the dumbest lists I've done for a movie yet.
Oh no.
Okay. So I have my top 5 TikTok performances that you see in like those acting compilations of all time. You know what I'm talking about? Because like I'm on TikTok and I get a lot of movie content on there, and I always see like the greatest acting performances ever, and it's just men screaming. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know.
It's the audio is like, I am lost, is like going over it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my top 5 of those. I don't know how I rank them really. It's not really my quality of performance or like how frequent they are, just like what was right in my heart.
You know, I feel like that's the best way to make any list. It's just what feels right.
Yeah. Like I just looked at it. I felt like this is like the 5. This is the order.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, I have Joaquin Phoenix and Joker. You don't see it a lot these days after Joker 2 kind of bombed, but there was like a period where that performance was like running TikTok edits. You know?
Oh, yeah.
People are really into it. Number 4, I got Adam Driver in Marriage Story, specifically the scene where he punches the wall and like he's fighting with Scarlett Johansson. If you've seen the movie, it's not like the best scene of like you could point to for his performance in it. Number 3, I have Hugh Jackman in Prisoners, specifically when he's he has a hammer and like he's breaking the sink. I see that one all the time.
Yeah.
I always feel like that's the intro performance that they show in those like TikTok things. Like you could make an argument for like put it higher, but I think 3 is right. Number 2 is co-star actually. I got Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler when he's like shouting into a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. I mean, what's more to say about it? Number 1, it just felt right to me. You can make an argument it's not, but it's Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood when he's shouting, "I've abandoned my boy, I've abandoned my child." Like I think about it, that's just like the number 1, you know. Like if you wanna make like a cringy TikTok, if you want to make like an actually accurate TikTok, Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood is probably in that compilation, you know. And it's always the scene of him just like hooting and hollering.
Yep.
To Paul Dano, actually. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but that's another movie where Daniel Day-Lewis beats the out of Paul Dano. Something about
he's
Paul.
Just always getting the worst of it.
Yeah.
You know, but
Isn't it like in a Batman?
Yeah.
And he sings Jingle Bells Batman Smells in this.
He does.
It's foreshadowing.
Full circle moment, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
You think Matt Reeves watched that and said, "That's my Riddler"?
probably. That's definitely where he got that from.
Doesn't Hugh Jackman at some point say like no more riddles to him?
He does.
Oh my gosh. Well, Matt Reeves, I know you listen to the Luke Bugbee Show.
I mean,
let us know
wow.
if you chose Paul Dano as the Riddler because of Prisoners. You just happened to be watching this movie and said, "This guy's just itching to tell me a riddle."
That's our guy right there.
He does have a very riddle face. I don't know how to explain it.
You know, it's just something about it.
You got a riddle for me, Will. We're in the riddle section of the Luke Bugbee Show.
All right, let's see. You know, I'm trying not to think of like the ones that everybody knows.
Yeah.
But I feel like those are the only riddles I know.
Oh, that's fair, man.
Yeah. So
I mean, I am kind of just putting you on the spot asking for a riddle. If you don't got anything, that's
pressure.
Cool.
Pressure makes diamonds. We're gonna think of something. Offer it.
Oh, you're gonna invent a riddle.
Yeah, no.
You got nothing?
I do. We'll just go with one of the classics.
Okay.
I have a bed, but I cannot sleep. I have a mouth, but I do not eat. I have a bank, but no money. What am I?
Yeah, I'd like to solve the puzzle. What is a river?
He's too good.
Good answer, Steve. Good answer.
I feel like I'm sitting with Detective Loki himself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we are. Like, there's viewers can't see it since we don't, like, you know, this is just an audio-only podcast, but there's, like, a decapitated pig's head, like, right over there, you know? It's crazy.
You know, it's just snakes everywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to make this as accurate to, like, the vibe of Prisoners as possible. Or, like,
really get you in that headspace.
Yeah, there's just some guy getting, like, just absolutely beat up with a hammer, like, right outside. It's actually kind of funny, like, all things considered, you know? But, yeah, Prisoners, good movie.
Yep, lovely.
Very, I wouldn't call it fun, but I would call it engaging and entertaining.
For sure.
You know? There's some minor quibbles I have with the script, but when it's this well made and the performances are this obviously great, it's hard not to call it like just what it is. Which is, you know, it's considered a modern classic for a reason. Shout out Denis Villeneuve.
Shout out.
Dune free.
Can't wait. You know, I'm. Please
be good, man. Like I know it's going to be, but like I'm still scared.
Because it's always the last of like a trilogy or a series that like just has you the most scared. Yeah.
Twilight. 4 perfect movies, and then the 5th one is unfortunate.
I'm gonna pretend that I'm a Twilight team Jacob guy.
A Team Jacob.
Team Jacob.
I've only seen the first one. I won't lie. Jacob, he's the werewolf one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Go with him.
You know. Yeah.
No.
Poor Robert Pattinson, man. He's in Dune.
He is in Dune.
Yeah.
He's like gonna be the villain, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's having like a big year.
He is.
Have you seen that the Chris Hansen one?
Chris Hansen?
Yeah, he's playing like Chris Hansen in a movie, like To Catch a Predator.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you haven't seen that?
No.
Yeah, there's a Catch a Predator like biopic coming out, and he's like doing the voice and everything. Like, I'm Chris Hansen.
They didn't want to get
Dateline NBC. Yeah,
they didn't want to get Chris Hansen.
No, probably not. I don't think it's the most flattering take on Chris Hansen, believe it or not. I think it's like, You know, we probably can't talk. This is a family show. I won't get in.
Yeah.
If you want to know like the story, you can look it up. It's like it's bad. Yeah. Okay. Any final thoughts on Prisoners before we move on?
If you haven't seen it, go watch it, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get your mom to watch it. I'm gonna try and get my parents to watch it. But...
Yeah. You know, I actually don't know if your mom would like this.
No, she would hate it.
Yeah.
I would see how long I can get my mom to watch it. We'll take under 35 minutes.
I'll take the over.
Take the over?
You know, I believe in your mom.
Okay.
She can do it.
Mom, shout out. Okay, so next up, we're going to be talking about Gone, Baby, Gone. This will be spoiler-free up until a point because I think people in general haven't really seen this movie.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, we're going to need to talk about spoilers because, like, if you've seen the movie, you know, like, the big conversation is the ending.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who haven't seen it, stars, great cast. Casey Affleck, Michelle Monaghan, Morgan Freeman, Ed Harris, John Ashton, Amy Ryan, Amy Madigan, Titus Welliver. Directed by and a directorial debut of one Ben Affleck. Will, what did you think of Gone, Baby, Gone?
I really enjoyed it. You know, it was a definitely a ride.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just have this association with Ben Affleck and the
Casey.
city of Boston.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that added to the movie. I was not familiar with this movie at all. I'd never heard of it, never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, this is one I would call it underrated, I think.
Mm-hmm.
People really, really don't talk about it. And I think that's a bit of a shame, but I guess I kind of understand why at a certain point because of how uncomfortable the film's like final idea is, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of built for podcasts, honestly. Which is kind of why this is a real as soon as it ended, I was like, man, I can't wait to talk to Will about so what would you do in this situation?
No, for sure.
It's because like you really do go back and forth. I'm trying so hard not to get into the spoilers, but you know, I'm gonna push through. Same initial basic premise.
Yeah.
As Prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
You can see why I paired it. Goes off in completely different directions.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it starts at essentially the same spot. Yeah.
Child abduction. That's the theme for this episode of the Luke Bugbee Show. Which is not the first time that's been the theme, actually. Because of One Battle After Another and Finding Nemo.
This is so true. Yeah.
This is the second child abduction episode of the Luke Bugbee. That's not great.
Yeah, you know, we'll try not to make this a reoccurring theme.
Yeah, there's only like so many, honestly. I think there's like 4 of them, and we've talked about all of them. There's 4 good ones at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is an adaptation of a novel by Dennis Lehane. I don't know if you're familiar with his work at all. He also wrote Mystic River, which was adapted into a film by Clint Eastwood, where Sean Penn won, I believe, his first Oscar. Yeah, his first Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like kind of seen as the immediate follow-up to give some backstory to it. A novel came out in 1998, and they wanted Ben Affleck to star in it.
Oh, really?
He wasn't going to direct it, yeah.
Hmm.
But by the time the project started coming together, he had just come off of like an all-time bad streak, Ben Affleck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's see, Surviving Christmas, Geely, and Jersey Girl. You ever seen Geely?
No.
You would love it.
Oh, really?
It's incredible. I love that movie. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, but oh my God, I can't wait. I want to talk about that on a Luke Bugbee Show at some point. It's a romance between Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez where he convinces her not to be a lesbian anymore.
Oh.
And he's also taking care of a mentally ill person with also like a very low IQ. And it's just the most offensive voice you've ever heard for like someone that's supposed to be
Wow.
mentally disabled. It's a historically awful movie. And so it was so historically bad that he said, I don't want to star in movies for a little bit. I want to write one and I want to direct one. And so we decided to make Gone Baby Gone and hire Casey Affleck for it, his brother. This is pretty notably the only one of Ben Affleck movies that he's directed that he also did not star in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of Casey Affleck in this movie?
I thought he was great. Definitely. Yeah. No, he was. Yeah, I liked him in this movie.
Yeah. What's your take on Casey Affleck as an actor in general?
I'm not super familiar with a lot of his other work. But he seems pretty all right. Definitely thought he was great in this. Yeah.
Do you have a standout performance in this movie?
I would have to say probably I think Helene.
Helene. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
the mother.
Yeah, the mother.
Yeah, she's played by Amy Ryan. Do you recognize her? Do you know her other work?
No.
She was in a very popular TV show from the 2000s to 2010s called The Office. She dated the character Michael Scott. Her character's name was Holly. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show. Have you seen it, Will? You ever seen The Office?
No.
No?
No.
No, that's okay.
Eat me alive for that one.
Yeah, it's if you even have seen The Office, it's hard to blame you if you don't recognize her. She's unrecognizable in this film. The story, or one of the famous stories behind it, is that it's actually a couple. She auditioned with the Boston accent, not from Boston, but Ben Affleck asked her where she grew up in Boston because like he actually thought she was. Yeah, it was that good.
Wow.
And because of like how she dresses, the way that she sounds, the way she looks in the movie, the first day of shooting, a security guard didn't let her through because she thought she was just someone from Boston that wasn't affiliated with the movie.
I mean, that's got to be a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, like
at a certain point. She is the only Oscar nomination for the film. Once again, talking about two movies that only got one nomination. And she was the nomination for this movie. And in case you didn't know, or the audiences didn't know, I kind of like the Oscars. And I'll do like a brief tangent on how this movie has this year was one of the most fascinating Best Supporting Actress races of all time.
Really?
You have Tilda Swinton, who won the BAFTA. Cate Blanchett won the Golden Globe. Ruby Dee won the SAG Actors Award. And Amy Ryan won the Critics' Choice Award. Every single one of the nominees, except for Saoirse Ronan, who didn't win anything, but the other four, each won one precursor. So no one knew who was going to win when it came to the night. Because typically you win like two or three, before going into the night. If you're a sweeper, you win all four. But you have like some idea of like who could win. This was like one of the main years. There's like no one knew who was going to be.
Just a total toss-up. Yeah.
It ended up being Tilda Swinton for Michael Clayton. And I do love that Tilda Swinton has an Oscar, but Amy Ryan for this movie actually got like by far the most critics love.
Really?
Of everything, yeah. New York film critics, Los Angeles, everywhere like gave her the top prize for this movie. And she's just incredible.
Yeah. No, I definitely felt like her performance really kind of sucked you in and like took you into like just the space of like where the movie's trying to take you.
No, yeah, for sure. It's it just feels real, you know.
Yeah.
Like everyone else feels real to an extent too, but nowhere near as like authentic as she does. Like it's real. It's a real case of like you can't even see the performer at a certain point. It just feels like they got a real person.
Just a person.
It's so hard for like an actor. I mean, naturalism is what like Brando teaches at a certain point, but it's not subtle, but it's not exactly over the top either. Like it doesn't feel like she's making choices. It just feels like this is a person who's like that extreme and like really exist like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Morgan Freeman. How do you feel about him in this movie?
You know, I'm a little conflicted. You know, I definitely don't think it was like a standout performance from him, which is unusual because in most other things he's in, I'm like, wow, like that was amazing. But I definitely think, yeah, or I guess what I'm trying to say is like it just doesn't feel like a role that he would play.
Yeah.
So it kind of took me out of it a little bit. But I mean, it worked.
It's very shocking where his character goes. It's also kind of shocking how little he's in it.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's another point.
Because when I first saw this movie, I was kind of I was under the impression that it would be like almost like Morgan Freeman, like kind of co-lead in, and it's really just Casey Affleck.
Yeah,
you know, it's like stretches the movie just like Casey Affleck and a friend, and then Casey Affleck and another friend. He always has like a buddy with him, but it's his movie first and foremost.
For sure.
And it's really interesting. But I so you're saying that like almost Morgan Freeman, the actor, kind of clashes a little bit with the character in like a good way or in a bad way? What do you say? Or like anyway, like can you just expand on that?
Yeah, so it just, you know, like when I think of Morgan Freeman, I really think it's just, I don't know. When I see Morgan Freeman, I think of God.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. And so seeing him in like this context where he's like a morally questionable, like police captain like that, I don't know. It's just a little strange, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it was like a terrible performance. Like I thought he did fine, but
it just took you out of it that it was Morgan Freeman.
I
can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. He does typically have like a sense of goodness around him, and we're not in the spoilers yet, because up until that point he is like remained kind of morally questionable in how he's kind of preventing the Casey Affleck character Patrick Kenzie to act in certain ways. You know.
Yeah.
I think we're about time. We can move into spoilers. I'd say we're about there. If you haven't seen it, I'm really asking you to please go watch it because I don't want to be the one to spoil this movie for you. You know, it's really it's a great movie mainly because of the unexpected twist that it takes.
Yeah.
And if you just hear the ending of it on a podcast, you're just kind of robbing yourself of that experience, you know?
For sure.
So, spoilers from here on out. All right, yeah, the Morgan Freeman character.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is morally questionable of what he's doing and is or is not the right thing. It's one of the great moral quandaries I've seen in a movie. Kind of ever, really. Of what would you do in that situation? Because no matter what, it's kind of the wrong choice.
It's just a lose situation.
So, yeah, I guess the only real question is, what would you do?
You know, I think I would have done what Patrick did. You know,
Return her.
Yeah, return her to her mom, regardless of. Yeah, I mean, even if Helene ends up like getting her back and like kind of just doesn't change her ways and is still like this awful mother, and it kind of ruins this kid's life. That's not really like a choice that other people should be making for her, you know. And yeah. Having the
Yeah, it's not a choice that other people get to make
Mm-hmm.
for your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what you're telling yourself. And it does make sense. And that is what I would pick too.
Mm-hmm.
But you still get the ending. And there is just, it's something that'll kind of eat away at you,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of for forever. Both like as a film viewer, the way that the final shot is like kind of framed, it really does feel like you're part of making the decision too, even though
Mm-hmm.
like obviously you're not. But you still feel like complicit in it somehow. And just the way I mean, like you're thinking it like the entire final scene, when she's going out on the date, that
Mm-hmm.
like there's something kind of clearly wrong here. But it really is that the doll is actually named Annabelle and it's not Mirabelle. That really makes you take a step back
Yeah.
and be like, does she really even, she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know her
Mm-hmm.
favorite doll's name?
Yeah.
Like, man, it's a real depressing ending.
It really is. And I think yeah, just like the whole like just not knowing what would happen when Patrick makes the choice to bring her home and not let her live out what would objectively like it would have been a better life
Hmm.
for her, but it wouldn't have been hers
No.
to say or
Yeah.
but yeah, and then that ending where Helene is going out and you see like wow, she really hasn't changed. Like, was this the right choice?
Hmm.
And I feel like that you're right. That just sits there and eats away at you
Hmm.
for that whole ending sequence.
There is a sense. I mean, for as little hope as a movie this ending has, you kind of have to have a magnifying glass to find any. And the only hope that you can possibly conjure up as a viewer is just praying that Patrick will somehow be just a present in her life from now
Mm-hmm.
on, and hopefully steering her more down a right path. But how much of a right path is Patrick's life?
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
you look at like the world that he's living in, the people that he's friends with, and at a certain point, is this the life you really want for this little girl?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Also, adorable little girl. Like
Yeah.
this is such a damn shame. Like
Mm-hmm.
whenever like anything is happening to her, you really feel connected to her.
Yeah.
A great child performance, and you can understand why other people are reacting the way they are. Ed Harris, Detective Sergeant Remy Brisson. How do you feel about him?
He's a corrupt
Mm-hmm.
cop, so not
Bad.
very. Yeah, he's thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
But you can kind of see where he's coming from,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like that story where he's talking about planting evidence on a dude. The reasoning he gives being like, "Oh, I'm doing it so that this kid can go on and have a better life." Like him justifying it that way, like I feel makes like it's a little better,
Mm-hmm.
a little better, but yeah, no, still not a good dude.
Yeah, it's an interesting double feature, this movie and Prisoners, because both of them, especially in this character Remy, it's movies about telling yourself that you're doing something just, but just so that you can commit evil,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of release something that's kind of pent up inside of you.
Yeah.
It's really, really dark and uncomfortable to think about, but it's completely compelling
Mm-hmm.
and it makes sense why he's doing it, but it's just so it's impossible to excuse what he did as like a horrible evil thing, and he's like trying to play God when
Yeah.
he isn't. He's mortal, just
Mm-hmm.
like everyone else. I want to talk about his death sequence a little bit
Yeah.
and everything leading up to it. Good plan. The
Who's
like
who's
breaking
playing
into the bar and pretending you're like staging a robbery.
I mean, knowing that Patrick was there,
Mm-hmm.
and like obviously he is a detective. He's gonna find out like, oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's him. Not really. I would think he definitely acted a little rash, and that was kind of his downfall. Also, a dive bar in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have people with guns in there.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
not the best plan.
Yeah, I respect the creativity of the plan.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have thought of it. I would have gone back in the workshop a little bit.
Definitely try to think like, oh, what can go wrong?
Like retool some of the ideas.
Yeah.
'Cause at a certain point, it is like it's your fault a little bit if like you die this way. But you know, respect for trying something new and for putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Can't say like you're successful, man, but you know, like I see so many corrupt police officers that like just aren't creative with it, and like you know, he had to think it out. He had to buy a mask.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, just the willingness to go and kind of just let it all hang out there. Really, kind of trying and call this dude's bluff.
Yeah. You have that plan, and you have like the overall plan. Overall plan makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, I feel like that was definitely thought out a little
Significantly
more,
better.
more carefully.
Then I would just shoot him in the bar. Pretend I'm robbing the bar. It is a well thought out plan. Not morally correct, I would say.
Yeah, no.
But it's a well thought out plan. I could say that Morgan Freeman's character, Jack Doyle, probably smarter than Remy.
For sure.
Incorporating cheese into it. Did he recognize that actor, by the way?
No.
Mr. Wonderful? Or no, Mr. Terrific.
No way.
Yeah, from Superman. It's Terrific, right?
Yeah,
it's like, okay.
Terrific.
I saw that movie like 3 times. I can't remember. Yeah. That's a great scene also. That's where you get the Gone Baby Gone movie drop. Like, just clapping.
Yeah. I was like, wow, like
that screenwriting, man. He said the title of the movie. Like
in the movie.
What are we? Some kind of Gone Baby Gone? That's a very topical Suicide Squad reference in 2026. Happy 10-year anniversary, by the way, to Suicide Squad. Real one. Shout out Jared Leto. This is the most pro Jared Leto podcast. Okay.
Best Joker of all time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We hate his everything else about him, but the Joker's great. Amy Madigan also appears in this movie alongside Ed Harris. They're married in real life. Amy Madigan playing B. You remember her? For people that don't remember her character in the movie, she is the aunt, I believe, of the kidnapped child.
Yeah.
So yeah, Amy Madigan and Ed Harris, a really cute couple. Amy Madigan, congrats, also a recent Oscar winner for playing Aunt Gladys in Weapons. Shout out.
Congrats.
Great movie. And other cast member we haven't really quite covered yet is Titus Welliver. Crazy mustache on that dude. Let's hear your mustache take on it.
I mean, you know, like what a mustache. You know, like I'm jealous a little bit deep down inside, and I feel like, you know, I'll never be able to achieve something like that. Yeah, for audio listeners, I'm trying to achieve that right now. And I like it. It's coming in.
It's coming in a bit. I was watching Prisoners of like Hugh Jackman. I'm like, oh, that's what it's like starting to look like a bit. That's what it's gonna become like in about a month or so. You know.
Yeah, you know
But it's all to get the Lionel McCready mustache from Gone Baby Gone. Do you want me to explain? There's a reason why he has that also. As at first I thought like this is just like a crazy character choice, but it was actually because he was filming a Western TV show at the same time, the show Deadwood, and he just had to like keep the mustache.
Yeah,
and I was a little disappointed that wasn't Ben Affleck's idea, but as long as it's in a movie, I'm just happy.
You know, it exists.
I can look at it whenever I want to. You have like those vision boards above your bed. It's just it's that and Hugh Jackman in Prisoners for me. But
Yeah.
under Hugh Jackman, I've written like not what he does, just the beard.
Yeah, just the mustache, please.
Yeah, great facial hair all around. Michelle Monaghan. I haven't talked about her yet.
Nope.
How do you feel about her
Um,
character performance?
yeah, I definitely very complimentary to Casey Affleck. I thought their dynamic was really interesting. Half the time it kind of felt like she didn't do a whole lot. Which
As a performer or as like the character?
or as a character.
Okay.
But I feel like performance wise it was pretty good.
Yeah, I feel Amy Ryan is of course brilliant in the movie, and she deserves like a ton of credit for how great she is. But Michelle Monaghan is kind of overlooked and she's making some really great subtle choices here as a performer. The character, like you said, maybe a little underwritten in terms of her role in the narrative.
Yeah.
But providing that final confrontation with Patrick.
Yeah. I feel like that was definitely her biggest moment in the film.
And it's a little heartbreaking in a way. Like,
Yeah.
even though, like we were saying, she doesn't play like the biggest role in the narrative necessarily, her presence is oddly comforting, and you really notice when she's not in it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And the fact that she's never coming back for a reason that's understandable. I don't know. I really want. My parents haven't seen this movie. I want to show it to them. I want to know how they would feel.
Yeah.
I want to know what parents' reactions to the moral problem in this movie would be, because me and you are coming at it from completely different angles from other people. You know, to 19-year-old. I mean, our birthdays are one day apart, really.
Yeah.
We come from a pretty much the exact same demographic and only have like really one perspective on it.
Yeah, and I feel like no, you're right. Having from the perspective of like a parent, typically, they're gonna be like, hey, I want what is best for my kid. Like I want them to have the best life possible. But if that means like thinking they're dead and like they're off, like they have no idea that they don't really belong with like their family, air quotes, like is that really what's best? Yeah. Or like how would you feel as a parent in that situation?
Yeah, there's some really haunting scenes. Lionel telling a story about her being left in the car. That's a really that sticks with you. You know,
I feel like definitely here that kind of hits closer to home with that being a little more common is hot as it is all the time. You know, like that's something that we do hear about a little more frequently than we would like.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate. Yeah. So that's something that like kind of hits close to home for us. But you mentioned it earlier. We kind of jumped around it a little bit. This is a very deeply Boston movie, amongst the most Boston movies that have been made.
The Bostonest movie I'd say I've ever seen.
Yeah, I could have. I should have done top 5 Bostons in movies. Whatever. I have a different list. We'll get into that in a minute, but we'll talk about Boston for a minute still. Opening of the movie, with just looking at all of these people, never, at least from my opinion, through a lens of exploitation. You know, it feels like it's just like reality. You know, at a certain point, it feels almost documentary. When I feel like it could be, there are some stuff that's like over the top, but with how close the Ben Affleck and both Afflecks are to like this specific town and its culture, it's hard not to feel like it's almost completely authentic.
Yeah, and I feel like that really comes through with Casey Affleck's character.
Yeah.
Like his connections and friendships with people in his neighborhood and how that helps him where like that would be like a disadvantage for like the police.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that really comes through because of their relationship with the city of Boston.
Yeah, yeah. Boston, it does come alive in this movie and plays a pretty big role in terms of, I mean, it's a cliche to say like the city is a character in the movie, but this is one of the few times it really feels like it's earned that like phrase, where Boston is as integral to this as Amy Ryan's performance or Ed Harris's performance. It all feels like totally alive, totally authentic, and for a movie this, over the top, being able to ground itself in a sense of realness and something like that Ben Affleck has been clearly like kind of working towards his entire life. It's kind of incredible,
Yeah.
It's a real like everything and everyone kind of coming together at the right moment. I wouldn't say anyone in this movie is necessarily like a complete and total master of their craft, but it is like incredibly competent in like the best way, you know? And it does just feel like all the right people coming together at the right moment. I'll shout out another great cinematographer here, John Toll, has done some really really great work in the past. Almost Famous, shout out. Tropic Thunder, shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. I can't wait to talk about that one on the pod someday. It'll happen eventually. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's in most kind of incredible work from everyone involved. There's no real weak link here, honestly.
Yeah.
Even Morgan Freeman, as you were talking about, like playing with his perception a little bit, the way he's perceived as an actor. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any like problems with the movie outside of that?
No, not really. I mean, I thought it was just a very like coherent piece of work. Like you could tell everything fit exactly the way like Ben Affleck wanted it to. Like nothing really comes across as like confusing or like it can't be misconstrued. I feel like that takes some effort.
Yeah, but it's completely so just totally well made, but it does leave you thinking at the end of it.
For sure.
And I know it seems like we answered this question really easily of what would you do, but like it's not an easy answer.
Yeah, no, it's not. I feel like it's something that you can only answer after you've watched the movie. Like you can't just like hear like us talking about it right now and come to a conclusion that I feel like you would be totally comfortable with.
It's something you have to see to really understand all the nuances and all the sides of the argument from it, because both sides really do make sense.
Yeah.
And having to make that decision just in a moment, it's rough. Okay, reception of the movie. Metacritic 72, Rotten Tomatoes 94, Letterboxd 3.7. Not as beloved as I would like it to be. Critics dug it in its time. Never really like caught on as like a cult classic, Hopefully it will someday. I'd like to see like a resurgence of Gone Baby Gone. Put like Casey Affleck in this movie in like your best performance. No, put Amy Ryan in this movie. Your best performance is TikTok stuff, They never put women in those videos.
No. I have seen a few.
Really?
Yeah, actually. It's all just women screaming.
Yeah.
But so
does she scream enough in this?
I don't think so.
She like cries at one point. She's like, "Promise me you'll find her," and like that's like the moment I guess you would use. But does it fit into TikTok?
It doesn't.
To Daniel Day-Lewis screaming, just hooting and hollering. Okay, well, calling back to that list, I got my list for this movie. I came up with a list for this one.
Yeah.
So we all love Ben Affleck, and we all, at the very least, respect Casey Affleck's work. I got my top 5 Hollywood brothers.
Okay.
I have 2 honorable mentions. I guess this could be top 7, but I just wanted to shout them out. Dave and James Franco, iconic brothers, but the allegations on James rank him out a little bit, And I also have Luke and Owen Wilson, who in terms of quality, they should be like honestly like top 2 maybe, but you never like associate them as like a powerhouse brothers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, got the Wayans brothers. They're probably like some of the most iconic in terms of like being brothers, But I think the thing that puts them at number 5 is that there's obviously one that's more talented than the other.
Yeah.
Shout out Marlon Wayans. Sean is just okay. Number 4, personal favorite, the Baldwins. If Alec Baldwin is somehow eligible for a list, I'm probably going to put him on, all right? He's my guy. I love everything about him.
Has done no wrong.
He's done a little wrong. I'll acknowledge that. But, one time I was at Universal Studios and they had to close down part of the park because Alec Baldwin was there. And they were filming for his reality TV show called The Baldwins. I don't know if you've seen it. It's really good.
I haven't. Yeah. Is this what you're referring to? Is like what he's done wrong? He closed down half of Universal.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Yeah.
Then a couple of other not so great things. But yeah, that's definitely one of them. If viewers at home, if you haven't seen the Alec Baldwin reality show, I know how you should spend your weekend, Make it a over the summer thing. All right, number 3, I have the Safdie brothers. And, there's also some stuff out there against them, but uncut gems, man. Marty Supreme. Let's go.
Banger after banger.
Did you see him at the Knicks game?
No. Or
Josh Safdie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was they were like focused on Timothy, but you could clearly see Josh was right next to him.
Really?
Yeah. They were trying to like cut away from him. I don't know.
Man.
I want to see Josh Safdie. All right, number 2, Affleck brothers. Casey and Ben. Iconic. Come on now. Get out of here. How do you like them apples? Boston brothers. I think there's some allegations. Man, there's allegations against everyone here, but
I mean, it is Hollywood.
It is Hollywood.
Yeah.
But there isn't any allegations about my number 1 pick. The Coen brothers, Big Lebowski, Fargo, No Country. You mentioned them before, man. Come on. Some of the best directors of all time. They were the clear pick for number 1. Well, in my heart, Baldwin brothers. So I needed to be like honest with myself and say, all right, number 4.
I feel like that's a fair spot.
Yeah, try to argue with me. Name like, who else would it be? Leave your answers in the comments below. Yeah, start your own podcast if you don't think the Baldwin brothers aren't the 4th best brothers ever. Yeah. Besides, the Hollywood brothers. Otherwise, you and your brother would be number 1, Will.
That's very touching, Luke.
Because you're my number 1, Will.
Oh. My brother doesn't need to be on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it.
Okay.
He hasn't earned it yet.
Fair. That's fair.
But I am flattered. Thank you.
You're just my number 1, like, overall guy then.
Yeah.
Male division.
Hell yeah.
If you had to put women in there, like, I'm sorry, but you're not Kate Blanchett, Will.
I won't argue that. I'm not.
Woody Allen is also a runner-up. Okay. Well,
yeah, good list.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I work really hard on these lists between top 5 Hollywood brothers and top 5 TikTokable actor performances.
This is the hard work no one talks about.
Yeah, it's really hard to have a podcast. It's just no one talks about how hard it is for podcasters, you know?
Yeah.
Like, people talk about, like, the first responders, you know? I don't know their names.
Yeah. Where's your holiday?
Yeah,
Huh? Right?
exactly.
Like, come on. Let's
Like,
get serious here.
I go up to someone and they say, like, do you know nurse blah blah blah? And they'll say no. I say, do you know Joe Rogan? They'll say, I heard of him.
Yep.
They probably, who knows what their take is on him, but they've definitely heard of him.
Yeah.
And that's why I think if you just have a podcast, you're better than other people. And now that you're on it, you're better than other people.
I mean, can't argue with that logic right there, you know.
And if you want to be better than other people, reach out to me at the Luke Bugbee Show. Maybe I'll have you on. But for real, any final thoughts on Gone Baby Gone? I feel like
I do want to just reemphasize, like, this was a very good like sleeper pick, you know. I feel like after you've said, like, very underrated movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I don't want to say you'll have a good time. You'll appreciate it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm really happy you said that earlier about, I mean, we spoiled the ending, but the only way to really experience the ending is to actually watch it, you know? Because, like, you really don't understand how hard of a decision it is. There aren't, like, words that you can just put into watching this family behave a certain way. So go watch Gone Baby Gone, even if you feel like you don't need to and you listen to it. It's great. It's great. Yeah. And, yeah, thank you so much, Will, for being a great guest on this episode.
I'm honored to be invited on. I had a great time, you know, wonderful time watching these movies. Yeah,
I really appreciate it. It's always I've tried to, like, pick movies, honestly, that I feel like people haven't seen, and I feel like that they would like, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I could introduce this one to you, because this is
I definitely feel like I've been put on to peak.
Appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to Will. Next episode will be coming out 2 weeks from today, because today is July 3rd, apparently. Definitely not recording this sometime in June. But yeah, so next episode will be out July 17th. Guest pick is a big deal, because this will be the first ever musical covered on the Luke Bugbee Show. We're going to have the 1970s version of Jesus Christ Superstar. Paired with it, I am going to go with Ken Russell's Tommy, an adaptation of the Who album of the same name. So, if you want to stay up to date with the Luke Bugbee Show, make sure to watch Jesus Christ Superstar from the 70s and Tommy, also from the 70s, by July 17th. Will, thank you so much for being here. Love to have you again someday. This has been a total blast talking about two deeply horrifying movies.
Yeah, no, it's been a great time. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Will. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you in the next episode of the Luke Bugbee Show. Bye.